Hello, warriors. Welcome to the You movement. I'm sitting in an energy of awe, bewilderment, and kind of stunned. So today's video might be a little bit scatty because I received notification from YouTube via a nice big pop-up, as well as they emailed me to say that I'd reached the matrix for monetizing my channel, and I've been trying to sit in this energy for the last couple of hours and try to integrate it. This video will end up being edited because I did a little mini clip of when I first found out. I'll throw that in there at the end of this, so which means I'll have to put this through my editing app. But my brain is struggling to integrate this because when you've been in survival mode for so long, it's hard to fathom when something goes right. Those that have been following my channel from the beginning, which I think are maybe 12 of you, and I think most those 12 probably just did it for pity and have long left the building. Maybe not. I didn't know where I was going. I started this channel because somebody recommended to me, because at that point I had already lost so much weight that, you know, maybe some of my weight loss tips might be useful for some of you out there. And then along the lines, I started healing more and more things, and then it turned into an epic journey back to self. I'm not the same person that I was when I started this channel. In no way, shape, or form, really. I barely recognize that person. And there has been many points along this journey that I've thought that I'm completely crazy because where I was 5-6 years ago was such a dark and isolated place. I had long lost trust in people. They tried to diagnose me with agoraphobia. And I basically told them to shove it. I knew I wasn't agoraphobic. Sorry, I knew I wasn't agoraphobic. I knew what was wrong with me was a severe mistrust of humans. Because of all the experiences that I had had through my life. And so when I got my wake-up call from Spirit back in 2019 and said, you know, you have to save yourself, it wasn't like I was setting off on a happy journey, thinking, you know, with great notions of YouTube channels or anything like that. Far from it. But I've always known my whole life that I had a lot of information stored inside of me and that I spoke a lot of truths. Oftentimes, most people didn't want to hear that. I didn't really know the term light worker back then, even though I was trained as a Reiki master and was, pretty familiar with spiritual concepts. I didn't know that the role of the light worker was to come and basically trigger the fuck out of most people. And so I went through life trying really hard to be the best person that I could be and help people. And most people didn't want my help. Most people didn't want my help or appreciate what I had to bring to the table. So I became very isolated in a world that became even more isolated unbeknownst to my knowing and my very gullible self. I put all of my faith and trust into one human, thinking he was the only one that understood me, when it turns out that wasn't the case at all. And so I set off on a journey, and I was very determined to find a way to save myself and make myself independent so that I could free myself from a relationship that I was trapped in for well over a decade. And at first I showed up on camera trying to be somebody else, trying to be what I thought other people wanted me to look like, and thought what other people would want me to sound like. So I used a lot of my acting skills. So I look at my earliest videos and I don't see my authentic self. I see a woman trying really, really hard to hold it all together, to hold it all in, and over the years, over the last 3 years, my channel has grown very slow. I was once advised, when you start a YouTube channel, that you should consider your first 100 videos to be practice. Well, it went past 100 and past 200, and now we're past 500. So I kind of consider my first 500 videos practice. I've made a lot of mistakes along the way, including at one point I was in panic, because when you're on an awakening, you have a lot of fearful thoughts at times, and I thought that my videos weren't getting out because of my closed captions, and so I deleted a bunch of closed captions. At one stage, I even deleted my YouTube, but I retrieved it. So I stumbled and fall along the way. I've stammered and made ums and ahs. I've tried editing. I tried trying to look this way and that way, and it was all a journey bringing me back to me, to to who I am. And who I am is a vulnerable, flawed, funny, intelligent, wise, and sometimes very quirky with a rude mouth kind of person. Not everybody appreciates me, and that's okay, because for the first time in my life, I have the courage to be disliked. That was a long, hard lesson to learn. There were many long, hard lessons to learn along this awakening path that I've been showing up in real time to share with you all, because I didn't want others to suffer like I had. I struggled with joblessness for the last 5 years, putting my energies into building this channel and believing that if I could just keep going, that maybe I could, actually make a go of this online thing and counsel people, because I had shut up shop. I'd shut down my business as a Reiki master and as an intuitive coach and a spiritual teacher, because I had lost faith. I had lost faith, and I knew enough to know that I couldn't help anybody else until I helped myself. And so in the process of helping myself, I started helping others as well. I wanted to share what was working and what wasn't working, and I tried for a long time, and it was a very slow growth thing for a very long time. And I'm sharing that with you because I want you to know that when you start a project, or when you have a goal in mind, you have to just chip away at it, just little bits every single day. You just keep chipping away at it, and you don't have to show up and do it perfectly. Far from it. And in fact, just show up and do it authentically. So for me to have reached this matrix, it's like all of a sudden, almost overnight, it just went from, this steady climb to just, if I showed you the graphs of the last week, it's just astronomical how much my viewer hours have gone through the roof. And that's what I've been waiting for, is to reach, you have to reach so many viewer hours. And it's happened so quickly that even the YouTube itself hasn't readjusted it. I got a notification before my studio even marks it. So this is like going through a portal and landing on a totally different planet, because everything is going to be different now. I don't know what I'm even doing. So the whole what next and what now is like, it's amazing, and I'm so grateful. And I've been praying for a very long period of time for God to show me the way, because part of this mission is it's not my mission, it's Soul's mission, it's God's mission, it's it's required me to surrender more and more and more, and just have faith, you know. And so one of the lessons therein lies that you have to go for a long period of time just in faith, without seeing the results. And I've been plagued with so much doubt and so much fear and so much insecurity, and you guys believed in me before I believed in me. I was in it. I was in it, working through it. So I didn't have the vantage point to see how far I'd came. And it's only been really in the last month that I've been able to like look back and take stock and do an inventory of everything that I've actually been through. It's a lot. I'm feeling things I've never felt before. I don't know how to feel them. I'm used to feeling things like grief. This isn't that. I feel a sense of pride. I feel a sense of accomplishment. I feel seen. I feel heard. I feel understood. I feel valued. I feel appreciated. I feel loved. All of those things are so new and so different and so amazing. Well, I've been doing card reads for a while now, and they've said for a while that we were going to go through, that life was just going to start beginning. We were going to go through a portal, you know. I can remember seeing these reads, and the reads that I do are just as valuable for me as they are for everyone else, because it's like, I'll watch them back and go, wow, I can't wait till like those kinds of energies materialize. That will be fun to see. And I've been so motivated to keep going because I know that there's people out there that, you know, have been relying on just a little uplift, a little pick me up, because I know how hard it is. I know how I know the struggle. I know the suffering. And I don't want anyone to suffer. I really don't. I want to be able to help people escape out of the darkness. And I want to grow the youth movement. I've wanted to grow the youth movement from the beginning. I have such huge, beautiful dreams and visions that were granted to me, and I never knew how to make it because I know nothing about technology. It's so over my head. And you know, I've had visions of where I wanted to take this, you know, not only to get the word out on YouTube about healing and the possibility for all that can be accomplished, but also, to take whatever profits that I can make and reinvest it into something that can potentially build trauma centers down the line, because my passion is trauma. My passion is trauma and helping people elevate out of it. I spent my entire life seeking the path out of suffering. It has motivated me to keep going all of my life. This is my passion, and it makes sense to me now why I had to experience all of the things that I experienced that were horrible, horrific things. And I'm grateful for those experiences as well. If I hadn't been raised the way I was raised, or experience adoption, or experience abandonment and betrayals and abuses, then I really wouldn't have the depth of understanding to be able to fully appreciate where others were coming from in their experiences through their traumas. And I love that one woman that course corrected me in my life when I graduated from addictions counseling. About a month before I graduated, I was about 21, 20-ish, and we were sitting in a talking circle at a women's recovery home, and this woman was giving me daggers, looking at me. She's like, "Who the fuck do you think you are?" I was, needless to say, taken aback. And she's like, "Who the fuck do you think you are? You don't know anything about anything. You're sitting over there with your book smarts, and you know nothing about life." Now, granted, she didn't know that I already knew an awful lot about suffering, which is why a lot of people get called into working in a field that is there to help people. It's the wounded healer archetype that comes to play. So I was drawn into addictions counseling because I already had so much understanding of suffering in my own life. I didn't know that eventually I'd become my own addictions counselor. But so I did. And she was very right to call me out, because I wasn't in the position 30 years ago that I am now, where I can see things from a completely different vantage point. See things from understanding experience. I know what it is to go through hell. So I can sit in deeper understanding and empathy for others that are going through their own kinds of hell right now. And there are so many. There's so many that have somehow managed to show up day after day and just keep going in light of the suffering, in light of grasping hold onto anything and everything in order to cope with just being alive. And then to be further abused, manipulated, and taken advantage of by people that they loved. It's been a hard path for a lot of us. It's been a very, very hard path for a lot of us. And somebody said to me the other day, "You're so brave." I have never felt very brave. I can see and understand from somebody else's vantage point, but from mine, I was quivering inside. I was absolutely quivering inside. I was determined, that I can own. I wasn't going to give up. But I've never once felt brave. Maybe for moments, actually. I felt pretty brave modeling naked on my 50th birthday 2 years ago. That I felt pretty brave doing. But for the most part, when you are on a hero's journey, the hero doesn't feel like a hero. The hero feels scared out of their mind, but does it anyways. But I am the hero in my own story. And you can be the hero in your story and accomplish goals, because if I can do it, you can do it. I can help you do it. I'm so unbelievably grateful for everybody that has shown up along the path, along the way, whether you're new to the channel or have been with me for a while. You know, all of your comments have been as encouraging to me as me doing videos for you. It's given me purpose. It's given me meaning. It's given me something to hold on to through what arguably has been an insane awakening. Insane. So I'm going to spend today integrating this. I do have a U-Talk scheduled for this evening. Hopefully my brain is a little bit more focused. A cold shower definitely will be in order, and some fresh air. So join us tonight at 7 for a U-Talk, so somebody else can share their crazy journeys of this insane awakening process that we're on. Thank you. Your support really, it blows my mind. Everything right now is just blowing my mind. The new feels the new feels different. The new feels different. It's important that I film my bewilderment. You've seen me through all the dark. I would like for maybe you to start seeing me through the light. Wonder what that's going to look like. Oh, hopefully some jokes. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you, and thank you. I just can't say thank you enough. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for all of the likes, the shares, the subscriptions, everything. Thank you. Peace out. Okay. Hello, warriors. Welcome to the U Movement. I am B. As you can see, I have a lot of energy flowing through me that I am trying to release. I just got notification that my YouTube channel has reached 5,000 viewing hours, which is one of the last matrix that I need to reach. I've been plugging away at this for over 3 years now. Over 3 years, a little bit at a time.
It is 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm overwhelmed. It's good emotion. It's good. It is good. It's good. It's good, but it's overwhelming. So when we have overwhelming emotion, we get up and we shake. We shake. We shake it off. We shake it off. We shake it. Thank you. Thank you. I wouldn't be here without you.